If you've ever experienced a craving for spicy food, this video is for you. We're going to explore the whys and hows of spicy food cravings based on the available scientific evidence. First, let's clarify what we mean when we say spicy food craving. When I talk about spicy food cravings, I'm not talking about the exact same thing as like drug addiction cravings. Instead, I'm just talking about a really strong desire for spicy food, but something that doesn't have negative consequences if you don't fulfill that desire. Our first interesting fact about spicy food cravings is that people from cultures that have spicier cuisine in general are much more likely to crave spicy food than people who come from cultures that don't have traditional spicy food. So for example, someone from China or India, where the cuisine tends to be on the spicier side, is more likely to crave spicy food than, say, an American, where the cuisine in general is not usually very spicy. Now, we don't necessarily know this to be true on an individual to individual basis. So I eat hot sauce every single day. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm more likely to crave spicy food than someone who doesn't. Another study looked at spicy food cravings in relationship to inhibitory control and found that while spicy food cravers may have lower inhibitions when it comes specifically to spicy food and spicy food cues, it doesn't generally and broadly speaking mean that you have lower inhibitory controls otherwise. Similar to some forms of addiction, when you're craving spicy food, certain parts of your brain are going to actually activate when you see photos of spicy food. One study showed pictures of foods visibly containing chili peppers to people who craved spicy food and saw increased activation in certain parts of the brain. Another study looked at premenstrual cravings and found that 10.9% of people who menstruate might crave spicy food. This study further did not find that it was associated with premenstrual depression, so it might be associated with PMS or pre-period symptoms, but it's not necessarily a sign of premenstrual depression. Now, read articles online about spicy food cravings. You may have seen articles that spicy food cravings are a sign of depression, that they're a sign that your body is overheating, or that they're a sign that you're congested. Now, I reviewed all of the research that these sorts of articles link to, and I have found there's no evidence to support any of these different claims, that you're congested, that you might be depressed, or that you're overheated and it's your body's way of cooling down. What we do know is that capsaicin can trigger your body to cool itself down in its response, but that doesn't indicate at all that that is a causal effect of a spicy food craving. Similarly, we know that your brain releases endorphins when you eat spicy food because of the capsaicin. Your tongue triggers a pain reaction and your brain, releases endorphins to relieve that pain. But we have no evidence that craving spicy food is a sign that you are depressed. I hope you learned something today about spicy food cravings. I'm going to leave all of my references in the description below, and I'll leave a link to our spicy food community where you can join for free to leave reviews of products, talk about spicy foods, and to meet other people who love spicy food. See you there.